Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. As you guys can see, I'm completely barefaced, so today it's one of those videos where we sit down and chat, you know what I'm saying? But we got a lot to chat about, so I hope you enjoy this video, and please leave your comments down below. I love when I can talk to you guys in the comment section, and let's just jump right into this. Girl, these lips are chapped, honey. The weather here in Canada is getting cold and cold each day, and I am, you know what? Let me not say that. Let me start this video positive. Winter's coming. That's okay, because I got a lot of good things to look forward to in December. So let me keep that right here instead of complaining about winter. I'm just using my Burt's Bees lip balm. This is just their beeswax lip balm. I love it. You guys know how much I love Burt's Bees. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of this Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. My skin is getting dry. As the temperature starts to drop here in Canada, I need to hydrate and nourish my skin so that it doesn't look overly dry. If I forget to mention any products, you guys know you can just check the description box and I will list everything down below, because sometimes when I start the talking, honey, I just forget to talk about the actual products. But for foundation, I'm doing a little concoction over here. This is my Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani, and then I have some of the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop right here. I'll link everything down below, as well as the shades that I'm using, and then going in with my Morphe brush. This is pretty much what I use for foundation. Hopefully this matches me. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm starting to get a little bit more pale. You know, the sun isn't up as much as I want it to be, so your girl's getting a little pale on the face. But how you guys doing? Definitely let me know in the comment section. Would love to know, how is November going for you? I say that and I'm like, oh my God, this year is almost done. Isn't that crazy? I feel like it just flew by so fast. It's kind of scary to me how time feels like it's going by faster and faster every year. Concealer, Fenty Beauty and Armani again. Wow, I didn't even notice that it's the same as the foundation. So I'm just kind of mixing these two together. But yeah, I wanted to kind of sit down and just chat with you guys about your mental state. Not really mental health. I've talked about that before, but really talk about our thoughts and our thought process about who we are as women, as mothers, as wives, as a person, you know what I mean? Because that's something that I struggled with for many years, and now I'm at a place where I just can openly say I love who I am today. Like, I can openly say it without shame, without reservations, without feeling like people are going to think that I am vain, because I know what's in my heart, and that's all that matters, honey. I'm not really affected by, oh, they might think this and that. I know I'm being true to who I am. And so I've spoken this on my lives before. I've kind of mentioned things like this where I would love to talk about just your mentality, your thought process, and how you can shift that to literally shift your entire life. I think that a lot of people underestimate your thoughts. Honestly, literally the thoughts that go in your head. And some people I know that are scared to kind of dive into this topic. I'm coming from a place of like, understand that your thoughts, honey, they really will take you in different directions. You know what I mean? And in every religion, every single religion, every single philosophy, self-help book talks about your thought process and how it is so important to really understand and grab your thoughts, because they could either make you or break you. If you're constantly waking up and thinking in a negative way about the world, about yourself, you are literally just living out those thoughts every day. It's like a cycle, you know what I mean? A vicious cycle. And it really does impact you in every sense of the word. Do you know what I mean? Like from your relationships to your own personal relationship with yourself, your relationship with God, your religion, all of that stuff. Your thoughts really do impact everything that you do, from decision making to all of that. And for a long time, I really never paid attention to my thoughts or even understood that entire concept. And I just kind of lived my days, you know, every day. I didn't really, how can I put this? I didn't really live with purpose, I want to say. Yeah, I could honestly say that I didn't really live with purpose. I didn't wake up every day and have a purpose. It was just like, you know, you wake up, you have your routine, you do your thing, and done. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until probably 2.5 years ago that I really started to grasp the full understanding of my thoughts and how it can shape my entire world. Because when I start thinking about myself in a more positive light, I'm able to really put those into action. You know what I mean? When I start to see myself in a different world, in a different reality, it's like automatically my brain shifts and I'm like, okay, these are the steps that I need to get to that reality. So why am I not doing it? You know, let me do what I gotta do, instead of complaining and doubting and suppressing and really restricting myself to fulfill my full potential. Because I've said this before many times, we are all, you know, amazing. Every single person has something to offer. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone deserves to live out that purpose and live a happy, stable life. Of course, some people are born into certain circumstances that make it a little bit more difficult, but there is always a beauty in your story. There is always a lesson that you are going to take away from whatever situation you have been in. You know, even the darkest, hardest situations that just look impossible, they will always be light at the end of that tunnel. Oh, honey, we getting deep in this conversation. God, that concealer combo is incredible. I mean, goodbye under eye bags. Love this. Nice and brighter and fresh. I'm gonna take some of this Huda Beauty contour, cream contour, and everything will be linked down below. And I'm just gonna go ahead and contour a little bit of these cheeks because they are not joking. I've always been a pretty positive person, but it wasn't until those 2.5 years ago where I really understood that I was fixated on certain aspects of my life, and I was fixated on the negative. Okay, I was so fixated on the negative experiences that I've had, whether it be with my marriage or, you know, growing up, my childhood, things like that. I was very fixated on those negative aspects, and it I'm pretty sure it hindered me from seeing myself in a better light, from seeing my full potential. It hindered me from fully accepting who I was as Karina, and it really just kind of blocked so many of my blessings because I wasn't able to see what I could do with myself, what I could do with my life, what purpose I had. And when I started to really journal is when I fully got to comprehend how I was thinking about myself, my future, and, you know, what happened in the past. And with journaling, for me, it was really just so amazing to see that when I got that pen and that paper and I wrote down what I was thinking and then read it back to myself, I could fully understand, okay, girl, maybe you're not that positive about yourself. You know, you encourage everyone else, you're rooting for everyone else, you're, you know, letting people know to be optimistic, to be positive, to have faith. But what about you? How are you thinking about yourself as a person? What are you doing to better your relationship as a wife? What are you doing to come up in life financially, emotionally, physically? You know what I mean? And that's when I really saw on paper that there was so many negative thoughts that were running through my head that always kept me in the same position. You know, I've been married for a really long time, and any of you guys out there that are married or even in a, you know, long-term relationship, you know, it's not easy. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs, people make mistakes. And so with me being married since I was like literally left high school, since I was 18, obviously, you know, I could be candid and say that there have been many, many, many ups and downs. And even though my husband, who's completely amazing and literally my best friend now, has proven to me time and time again that, you know, his thought process, his maturity is on another level to when we first started dating or even our first couple of years of marriage. I was just so angry with whatever happened in the past, or whatever bad things happened in the past. I was so angry and so fixated on kind of like not forgiving myself for going through the things that I went through. Does that make sense? And be mad at myself for even being in that situation. You know what I mean? For even looking past that situation, and I would just take it out on him. And I felt like it was really just, I know that was really hindering my relationship, my marriage, from moving past and growing into what it is now. You know, that was just one of the aspects. And another thing for me that really kind of hindered me was my relationship with money. Okay, growing up, I don't know why. Well, actually I do know why. Growing up, I just developed this thought process that money was evil. It's not really about like chasing money or anything like that. It was more so about, you know, not being able to see myself in a financially free lifestyle or a more comfortable lifestyle where I'm able to do the things that I love, to provide fully for my family and help whoever needs help around me. I couldn't see myself in that light because I had such a bad relationship with money, and even like my belief system about money was just so negative due to certain things that I experienced as a child growing up. You know what I mean? Certain people, certain members of my family were really just, you know, kind of switched over. When you get too much money, some people get a little, you know, they change. And that's what I saw. Certain members of my family, as soon as they were on the come up, or they just got this large amount of money, or they were working a job that really paid them well, it's like automatically things shifted. It was a different person, and that kind of changed me in terms of how I thought about money. Wow, I'm being a little too open today. And so my relationship with money was just really fragile and just like horrible, honestly. Even though I know I wanted to be in a more stable place when it came to my finances, I just always had so much negative thoughts on it that I didn't even chase I didn't even set goals for myself financially. I really didn't, seriously. I might talk about it here and there, but I just never did, right? For the longest time. And I can honestly say that it wasn't until like 2.5 years ago that I really started to kind of understand, you know, what it's like to have a comfortable lifestyle when it comes to my finances, and how that hasn't changed me at all. I'm still the same person, willing to help, willing to give. I am still the same person, you know what I mean? So it's not money that changes the person, I don't feel like. I really think it's just like all up here type of thing. So for my eyes, I'm taking some Auric Beauty. This is their cream eyeshadow in Temper. I'm gonna do light-handed. I'm gonna go light-handed. So I'm gonna use this brush here and just kind of like wash it or dust it on my lids until I get a little bit of color without going overboard. This is how I like to do my eyeshadows nowadays. And I like it. In terms of me changing my mindset it was really challenging, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like I'm fighting what I've believed in all my life and trying to kind of reprogram the way that I think about myself and different aspects of my life, you know what I mean? As you grow up and you see certain things, that really does shape the way that you view the world and yourself and your future. And I really had to kind of switch things around to see myself in a different light. And that's something that my husband and I did together, because even though we come from very different cultures, like I grew up in a very African household. My mom is half Portuguese, but she was born in Angola. My dad is African. I grew up in a very African household. My husband grew up here in Canada with a Jamaican background. He had a lot of freedom, while I was like in a very strict household, which honestly, I don't fault my mom because she did good. I think she did good. So we grew up in a very different environments, and our childhoods look very, very different. Our experiences are very different, but in a way, there's so much similarities in terms of how we thought about ourselves and our future. You know what I mean? It really is, there's a lot of similarities there just based off different life experiences growing up and just things that we saw as kids. Obviously, they're totally different experiences, but somehow our thought process was shaped very similar now that I think about it. I guess for me, I didn't really retaliate or take a darker path, where some people might take a darker path when they grew up in such a, you know, toxic or negative environment, I should say. It wasn't until we really started to be like, okay, what do we want out of life? And what is stopping us from getting there? Like, what is that wall that's there that's hindering me to flourish in my life in every aspect? You know what I mean? I'm talking self-esteem, love, mentality, finances, everything. I'm not just talking about money, because a lot of times when people talking about, you know, changing your thought process, manifestation and all of that stuff, automatically you think, oh, you just want more money. But for us, and well, speaking for myself, it was more than that. It was literally like a growth process where, you know, I stopped limiting myself with my negative thoughts and stopped boxing myself and not allowing me to just think bigger, dream bigger, and know that, like, I have faith, you know, I got God and I can do it. What's so hard? It's not that hard. You know, you just take the steps and you will get there. So I started reading a book, I will link it down below, and that book really kind of transformed my mind and allowed me to understand how the mind works, you know, our thoughts and all of that stuff. And even if you are, you know, religious, it talks about, you know, how important our thoughts are and how we can have negative thoughts, positive thoughts, and really understanding your thoughts and, you know, having a hold of them, right? Because your thoughts can really just mess with your entire reality. So I read that book and I started journaling, and that is when I saw a shift in myself. It's not like you start journaling and all of a sudden magically things start happening without you kind of gradually seeing it. You do, you feel and you see that yourself, you inside, you're changing to a more positive person, because those negative thoughts that you had in your head are shifting. You're able to break them down. You're able to catch them quicker. And so for me, journaling was really a journey. That sounds weird, but it is a journey, and it allowed me to fully understand myself and see myself in different scenarios in life, and fully understand that I am a blessed person. I'm really stronger than I credited myself, and that, you know, I started kind of discovering how to love who I am, you know what I mean, and see the beauty in myself, you know what I mean. It's really important that you love yourself, ladies. Love yourself, okay? Before you can give love to others, you gotta have a lot of love for yourself. You have to feel complete and whole before you can give love to others as a partner or even as a mother, you know what I mean? And it's a journey, because in life, you know, we go through different circumstances that really break us, and you got to do the work to put those pieces together and feel completely whole and forgive yourself for certain situations that you've been in, whether you hurt someone or someone hurt you. Sometimes we hold that grudge against ourselves, not even so much the other person, because we might be quick to forgive that person that hurt us, but we will be so angry at ourselves for even being in that situation. Even if the situation was out of your control, somehow, some way you beat yourself up for it and you kind of blame yourself in a way. And that really starts with your thoughts. It really does. So if you're struggling with negative thoughts about you, about your life, about your future, I highly encourage you to start journaling. Okay, obviously I do more than journaling. I like to pray, and sometimes for me prayer is writing it down. You know, sometimes it's not just me sitting in a room, close my eyes. Sometimes it's writing it down. Sometimes it's praying out loud, and all of that. When it comes to praying and journaling, that's just what has helped me shift my thought process. I like words of affirmation in the mornings. Even if you write on little notepads and stick it in different areas of your house, like your bathroom mirror or your nightstand, in the kitchen, right on the countertop, everywhere that you know you go every single morning, because you want to start and end your day with those positive affirmation words to really kind of shift your mind. So you're going to sleep and you're waking up with positivity and setting a tone for your day. If reading the Bible, Proverbs or something like that is going to uplift you, do that. Write little scriptures and stick them around your house, and when you wake up and you see that, it really does shift your mind and shift everything into place, you know what I mean? And that's what helped me. You know, I would wake up in the morning, I would write in my journal, I would write what I'm thankful for, even the littlest thing. You know, I'm thankful for having a bed to go to sleep in. I'm thankful for having a heater where my house is warm and I'm cozy. You know, thankful for the breath of life, health, every little thing that we kind of take for granted. Just be thankful for that. And even if you write one thing every day that you're thankful for, it will really allow you to shift your focus on the positive. It will shift your focus on your blessings. It will shift your focus on the goodness that is truly around you, because I feel like as humans, we are just so conditioned to focus on the negative that it drowns out any goodness that happens. And so you really have to kind of recondition your mind and start to implement little tiny positive words about your life, about yourself, about your family, those around you. And I'm here to tell you, if there are people that are causing you negative thoughts, honey, maybe you need to detach yourself from them and focus on you. And even though I am at a place now where I fully just love myself, I love my life, I'm so grateful every single morning when I wake up, there are moments where I am complaining, where I am comparing, where I am doubting. Trust me, this is a process that you will have all your life. And because our mind is so quick to like doubt or think of something negative, especially in my field, you know, I work in social media, numbers are really important, and likes and views and kind of all that stuff can really mess with your mind and, you know, really make you kind of doubt you as a person, because you're so focused on like numbers, working with brands and all of that stuff. So for me, I definitely have my moments of doubt. I have my moments where I struggle, where I'm like, oh man, I'm not doing so good here. How come this person is doing here? So I really have to be careful with those kind of thoughts and not let it lead me astray and not let it take away from everything that I've done so far to make me love who I am and love my life just the way as it is. Like, be grateful for the life that I have, and instead of focusing on all the negative, focus on the positive. So for example, in my work field, if I feel like, man, I'm not working with enough brands. I'm not doing enough. I'm not getting enough views. I'm not getting enough likes. Focus on what I love to do, which is create content. And those that show up, that's what I need to focus on. You know what I mean? Even if it was 5 people leaving a comment, appreciate those 5 people that took the time to say, hey, I like that. I like what you created. Appreciate that rather than focusing on all the others that didn't show you love. So for lips, I'm taking this pencil from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I got it in PR. It was part of a collection. Tiana Mojer, I don't know who that is, but yeah, this is the lip liner, and it's a really pretty brown. I'm just gonna line my lips. And then I'm gonna take these Maybelline lip glosses. This is their Lifter Gloss. Love these. I have the shade Petal and the shade, what is this, Amber, and I'm gonna kind of mix them together because Petal is a little too pink and Amber is a little too like nudie orange type of thing. So mixing them together gives me the perfect nude. So put that on top, pretty generous. And they smell so good. They smell like a vanilla cake. And then I'm gonna put this one on top to give it more of a nudie effect. Oh, the formula. They really remind me of the Fenty Beauty lip glosses, but like definitely a lot more affordable. I forgot to put blush. Okay, I'm gonna take some of this blush over here. This is from Oak and Forth. I don't know if this is still available or discontinued, to be quite honest. I'm gonna put just a little wash of color on the cheeks right there, very lightly. I love this formula. It's so pretty. So this is it for the makeup look, just something very soft and easy. You guys know how I do when it comes to my makeup look, but honestly, this video was I said honestly too many times, just to sit here and chat with you guys and really just be very candid and vocal about, you know, how I was able to transform my life. And I say that with every fiber of my being because my life has definitely been transformed. If you knew me personally 3 years ago, you know that it was a struggle in all areas. And to wake up every day and feel so content and at peace and with so much love around me, I am just so blessed and grateful. And if I can sit down in front of a camera and talk about my experiences and help anyone out there that might be struggling in different areas of their life, I'd be so happy. Honestly, I would be so happy. And I encourage you guys, the year is almost ending. Okay, we got about a month and a half left. I encourage you guys to really try and focus on your thoughts. Try to implement more positive thoughts into your life about you as a person. Whatever area you're struggling with, implement some positive thoughts. Do some words of affirmation. Listen to them if you have to. Read books that bring you positivity, that bring you joy, that bring you happiness. Surround yourself with people that uplift you, that make you feel whole and empowered, and go from there. You know, every day is a different new day, and you kind of have to let go of the past and learn to forgive you and others in order to see a brighter day. And trust me, everyone is deserving of a beautiful life. Everyone is deserving of peace, joy, and happiness. So you go after that peace, joy, and happiness, and don't let anyone stop you, including yourself, because I feel like we are the biggest like barrier, you know, when it comes to our own lives. So focus on yourself, do you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, because I know I did a lot of talking, so this is gonna be a long one. Thank you so much, and I will see you all on the next video. Ciao.